We got some big changes to the Red Star system. We have some disappearing orbs, and there is a giveaway. All of that and more coming up on your Marvel Strike Force Weekly News Update. And if you're ready for that, Khasino, tell them what to do, brother.
Let's go quarantine it.
ValleyFlyin.
What is up, Valley Maniacs? ValleyFlyin here. I am back, baby. Welcome to your Marvel Strike Force Weekly News Update. As usual, I am joined by my brother, Khasino. What's going on, dude? How are you doing?
What's going on?
Woo, it's been a busy week, my friend. A lot of stuff to talk about. We got some big changes to the game that were just recently announced that we are going to give our reaction to. And yeah, it should be a fun one. We got this is obviously going to be long. As usual, these videos go long. Timestamps are going to be in the description. So if there's a specific topic that you want to check out, make sure you go there. And there is a giveaway that we are doing at the end. And this is actually sponsored for from one of my old alliance mates back in beta from the Prometheus Alliance, Busy. So stay tuned till the end of the video to see how you can win Corvus Glaive, baby. That is what we are giving away. So with that said, let's get right into the news, my friend. The first thing I want to ask you, before we actually get into the real news, I want to ask you about this viewer whale wars that people have been talking about in this RuRuRu. I have no idea what this means, so inform me, my brother.
It's a bit of a long story. I'll try to shorten it. But so, as you know, I do whale wars / maybe buy red stars, don't buy red stars, whatever you want to call it at this point. And I get asked every single time, hey, would you ever do it with a viewer? And I always say, like, I'm open to doing it with a viewer. I just don't think viewers understand everything they have to have and understand to do it. They just think, like, oh, I can open orbs on my phone. It's easy. I could do a whale wars. But they have to have a green screen. They have to have at least 28 red star orbs. They have to have recording knowledge. They have to have 2 monitors. They have to know how to use OBS and Discord screen share and all that. Like, this particular viewer was like, I'm ready. I'm ready to do this. Can you just walk me through how to do everything? And I was like, I can't. I'm willing to do this with you, but I don't have time for like tons of tech support. So apparently Chewburger sat down with this person and spent an hour helping him set a bunch of stuff up. Shout out to Chewburger for being a great person. And then when they tried to do it with me, it ended up requiring an additional 3 hours of live on stream trying to set it up.
Nice.
It gets way worse. So they're trying to set it up this entire time. We find out about halfway through they're doing all this on a Surface Pro. That's the device they're using.
Awesome.
Yes, exactly. When we realize that they need a second monitor, they go, oh yeah, I don't think I have the cable for that, but I'm gonna look. I'll be right back. 10 minutes later, their alliance mate shows up in chat and goes, yeah, so they didn't have the cable at the first Walmart. He's running to the second Walmart right now. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So that spawned some jokes, and he even was like, don't worry, it's going to be super fast. I got track legs. I'm going to be in and out of there in no time. So now people are making all sorts of jokes about, I just got to run to Walmart real quick. Let me use my track legs. A lot of good memes spawn from that. He gets back, he plugs in the cable, and that's when we find out that literally the Surface Pro lags too much. And it just can't even function, just can't handle it. Literally approaching the 3 hour mark, he goes, I guess let me try on my desktop. Yeah, had a desktop the entire time. So at this point, I'm like, if this has gone 3 hours, I hope everyone's learning a valuable lesson about why most content creators are like, no, I don't do things with viewers. But anyway, so I'm like, yeah, let's try and make it work. It goes to desktop. Oh, I need administrative privileges. This is my work PC, and I can't actually install the stuff.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Anyway, after 3 hours of helping this person set up, on top of the hour that Chew spent, Tony Scungili just came in and filmed it with me because after all that, it didn't even happen. So to continue to troll during that entire period, people figured out that I have text to speech on my donations and that the gate to donate, like, other people set it at like, oh, you can't use text to speech or your alert won't show up below $5 or whatever. But I'm like, hey, if all you have to contribute is $1 and you want to get a message through to me, I'm not going to silence you. I'm not stingy. That's fine. Okay. And so people quickly realized that they can donate $1 and just make the text to speech go RuRuRu, much to the annoyance of absolutely everyone. So what followed was probably the most donations I've ever gotten in a single stream, like 40 donations of like 2 straight minutes of RuRuRu. And they would mix it up. They'd be like, they started getting creative with it. So they're like, these previous donations have been really annoying. I just want you to know I'm a big fan, and RuRuRu. They were hiding it in the messages. So yeah. So that's what happened with all that. If you want that train wreck live stream's on my channel, you can go check it out.
I love it. All right, guys. So a little entertainment before we start the news. That was funny. And now I know what people are talking about when I'm streaming. I have no idea what the RuRuRu, and it's like, you got to ask Khasino about it. So now I've done that, and I feel very satisfied right now. But let's get to the real news. All right, so I guess the first big news of the week is this Ghost Rider offer. There was a lot of other offers, but this is the only character that I didn't have at 7 gold stars already. But there was a lot of good offers for players, newer players. There's some good characters in here for $4, 100 shards for this 2-year anniversary. What did you think of these offers, and did you partake in any of these?
So I think they're great catch-up mechanics for dolphins. It's unfortunate that it's a catch-up mechanic that's only for dolphins, but most of the players in the game don't have most of those characters at 7-star, and it's very, very affordable. Again, some people either just can't spend or just won't spend, so it's unfortunate that it doesn't help them, but for pretty much everyone else, the offers are great. I didn't need any of them except Ghost Rider, and a little conspiracy corner. I do want to talk a bit about Ghost Rider, because I think the Ghost Rider one might have been unintentional. Can't say for sure, but so every other character was farmable somewhere. They were either an older character or they were in one of the stores. Mm-hmm. Ghost Rider is the only one that doesn't tick any of those boxes. And we just had, like, today an Elsa offer for $30. So Ghost Rider is better than Elsa. I don't know why we'd get Ghost Rider for $199 and Elsa
You don't think that they were just being nice? Because I'd gladly spend $4 for 100 Ghost Rider shards. And I know there was a lot of other players that were previously free to play that told me, I gotta buy this offer. This is too good. $4, 100 shards of a pretty good character, especially an unfarmable character like this.
Yep, they just straight up converted a bunch of free to play players. So part of it has me wondering, like, was this like an improvise, adapt, overcome? Like, Scopely's like, all right, people don't have a lot of money, a lot of people out of work. Let's see if we can put out an offer that everyone will buy, pretty much.
Well, if you look at the original offer that a lot of people saw when it first came out, this one has a Ghost Rider picture, but it said Human Torch. Now, when I eventually bought it, it said Ghost Rider there. Do you think this is a mistake? It was supposed to be Human Torch all along?
I don't know that it was supposed to be Human Torch, but here's why I'm confused. So what you don't see in your picture is there's also a background image behind the shards that was also Ghost Rider, but then it said 50 Human Torch in the text. It's called Flame On offer, which is obviously Human Torch, and then in your purchase history, it shows as the Human Torch offer. So it's unclear, but also it was running alongside a Human Torch offer. Yeah. So it's unclear. Now, I will say that when they do offers like this, people, I was reading so many theories about, like, well, obviously it's supposed to be Ghost Rider because you don't accidentally choose the art. It's way more likely that the text was a typo or whatever. But what people don't know is for all this stuff, they use string codes. So both for the text and for the picture in the background and the picture of the character in the shards, on their end, it's just like 00046 is Ghost Rider and 00053 is Human Torch. And they just put in all those numbers, create offer, and they put in those codes, and it just auto-populates that stuff. So it is absolutely possible that it was an error in the typing. And I think with all the other bugs going on, I think because the fact that something was messed up when it first went out, something wasn't intentional. And then when they were like, just put it out and put it out right, rather than recall it and more compensation, just whatever. You know what? Like, look how many of them sold. Just put them out is my guess. So I don't know
what. If this was an offer, I gotta love all of these if this was a mistake, I gotta love all these mistakes that they make. I mean, the gold mistake that we had last July. I mean, a lot of the best offers are because of mistakes. So
absolutely.
Awesome.
And I want to my final comment on this. people love to point out anytime all he does is defend Foxnex. Yet here I am when they've done something undeniably awesome.
Good.
And I find it so hard to believe they meant to do it. That's the hardest part for me to believe, is that they're this nice. So I won't get credit for that, but I'm
What is going on? Are we in a Bizarro newscast today? Jeez.
Oh my God.
I guess we talked a little bit about this last week because it was announced in the previous blog post, but Stryfe in the Blitz store. Do you have him at 7 stars yet? How awesome is this character? Because I have him at 5 stars. A little disappointing, I must say. He has a good kit, probably a better controller, but as a protector, I'm a little disappointed at him. I don't know how beefy your Stryfe is, but how good do you think this character is?
I kind of have mixed feelings. He's not a bad character, but he's a bad tank, and he's their only tank. But also, like, that team is down a member, so you can make him a good tank. It's kind of all over the place. So his ability to take a hit, even with his barrier and even with his deflects, his ability to take a hit is not good. He really needs defense up, and his armor is just bad for no reason as a tank. And his ability cadence is a little weird. He has the ability to taunt really, really early, but if you do that, you feed ability energy. Well, he might die, but whatever, that's fine. At least he's
mine always dies.
Well,
very early in the fight.
Like I said, he needs defense up. He doesn't tank that well, but it's also a waste to do that because he gives ability energy to Sinister when he uses that ability, but Sinister's full on energy. It's better to wait until Sinister clones and then use it. So it's better to hold that, but then it kind of defeats the purpose of him going that early. So there's a lot of things that work against him. He does do a couple things really, really well. The first is he is constantly stealing buffs and giving them to Sinister, which is great for Sinister then spreading those buffs to everyone on the team. So it's really cool. And then he has a really convenient basic. If any other enemy is taunting, he basics them and he not only removes their taunt, he takes it and starts taunting. So that's a really good function for a tank, if only he could take a hit well enough to really capitalize on it. And the other thing he does well is he does have a turn 2 multi-target ability block, and it does a lot of damage, like a very surprising amount of damage. So again, it's if you view him as a tank, he's not a good tank. But if you view him as a guy who can taunt if he wants, but just kind of does decent damage and gets all the benefits of being a Marauder, then he's pretty good. Like, I do like him on the Marauders, but
his kit seems like a support kit. It's like a support kit, and then he also taunts, is what it seems. And then he has that protector tag as a support character. I think is a good support character. All right, well, moving on. Let's talk about some conspiracy theories surrounding the delayed release of Ironheart, and I think you think it's a very true one. But all right, we got information that the defense downs that she applies on her turns is going to have a crap load of extra focus, which means that she can apply those defense downs to Red Skull, and Red Skull will take the damage. Now, she got delayed, and I think you remember the exact wording, so you'll have to refresh my memory on it, but it does have to do with Red Skull. So I'll let you go with the exact wording that I think that the director used, or one of the creative directors used in the delay of Ironheart.
Well, while you set me up to give the exact wording, I have the exact wording somewhere, but I have to take out my phone.
All right, not the exact wording.
But the general consensus was we decided to push back Ironheart to give Red Skull more time to breathe, was basically what they said. And at the time, I wasn't sure why they would have anything to do with one another. I was just thinking they meant, like, he's a popular enough character on a team everyone can get ready, so we're just going to push her back because it's another one member that makes another team strong. That's all I was really thinking about it. And I
think both of us mentioned this on the newscast, that it was probably had to do with his Blitz, to give her more time, because she was probably going to be a release character and not having those in a row. But
to you and OMG's credit on this one, you guys put out that video saying, defense down might be Ironheart the key to Red Skull, and I was telling people, like, I love Valley. I love OMG. I think that they're nuts. I think they're grasping at straws like no other making this video. And that's also what I've been telling everyone at my live streams. Like, I don't know what you're thinking. Like, if you read, he has 100% damage reduction. Why would defense down have anything to do with that? I just thought this whole thing was preposterous. And it turns out that's actually exactly how it works. Like, confirmed. People were telling me in my stream chat, like, hey, we've seen if he gets defense down somehow, he is taking damage. And I kept telling people, like, send me footage of it. I'll believe it when I see it. I'm not calling you a liar, but no one has sent me footage of it. I want to believe.
Well, how easy is it to defense down Red Skull in war with that, what, 100,000% extra resistance or something like that? Some crazy amount?
Yeah, I know, but I mean, even a screenshot of him like with a defense down and then missing some health with all the minions alive would be something, especially in absence of like Minerva or some other health steal. But anyway, so people have been telling me, and then Cerebro just answered it in the Envoy channel. He was like, while it is tough to get a defense down on him, it does enable him to take damage. And she is going to put defense down on him immediately. And then a bunch of offense up AoEs are going to hit him in the face. So yeah, I think that the reason they held off on Ironheart was so that people would learn to hate Red Skull so they could sell a solution to your pain.
Yes, she does sound like the solution. So, man, Riri is the key to fighting. What is his name? Jonas von Struck? I don't know what is it. Red Skull. I wanted to get fancy there. I'll just keep calling him Red Skull for now.
I don't remember his name either, but people in the comments are going to call us comic book noobs for not knowing it. But yeah, that's going to be it. And I just want to say their wording on this is awful. If you're calling it 100% damage reduction, that implies damage being reduced completely. Not if defense downed. Like, there's nothing that suggests that it should work this way. It's the most unintuitive wording ever. It's just bad. I know they word stuff bad sometimes. This is an instance. This was worded terribly. There was zero reason to assume this was how it worked. So Fox6, please clarify that on the description.
No more tinfoil hats anymore. It is confirmed. She is the counter, and that's probably why she's being held back to.
She's the next counter.
Let Red Skull be in the war defense meta for a little while longer. Because I know not everybody has Black Bolt. All right, and second strike milestones are over. I think both of us can agree these are some pretty good milestone rewards for this. I hope they have anniversaries more often. I wish they had it more than once a year, but very, very good stuff. There were some bugs, though, as you can see on my screen right here. All of them say they were claimed, but they were not all claimed. I think it started at 33, and then there's some weird numbers did not get claimed. So... yeah, what are you expecting from this? What are you expecting? Just what we missed, or are you expecting something in addition? Because I know for myself, it prevented me probably about a day or two early from going into Dark Dimension 3. But yeah, what are your expectations right now?
Well, just to clarify the issue for anyone who hasn't already heard, the way it worked is there was like 6 of them that are linked. The ones with issues are 33, 34, 36, 39, 41, and 44. And what happened was, as soon as you got enough points for the very first one, 33, it allowed you to claim any one of those. They all showed up as available to claim, and as soon as you claimed any one, then they all just went as marked as claimed. So most people just grabbed 33 and were like, oh, cool, I can claim more. And then when they went to claim more, they were gone. But some weird cheeky people like scrolled all the way down and were like, let me grab 44 real quick. But whatever. So all over the place. But yeah, so that was weird. And so what they've said is at the end of the event, they're going to, and it's over now, they're going to send out what people missed once they look at what people were supposed to get and what they did and didn't claim. And everyone on stream for the last 2 days has been asking me, when are they going to send out the compensation? Last I saw, Zeke said there is no ETA. And then someone else said, they said somewhere, well, obviously they're working on it, they just don't have a date yet. Someone else said somewhere that they said about a week after the event ends. I haven't seen that message, but I'm prepared to give them about a week. This is holding me up from T14ing 2 characters, so I'm not particularly thrilled about it, but it is what it is. I'm giving them about a week before I'm even more perturbed. But as far as what they're going to give us, so my initial thought was they're their wording said they're going to give us what we're owed. That's it. Just like what you're owed, that's what you're going to get at the end. And then someone on my stream, and again, I haven't verified this, but someone on my stream said that they said somewhere that they're going to give us what we're owed and then some. So I don't know if there's going to be a bonus, but apparently there is going to be a bonus. And I mean, just the fact that like it delayed your ability to start DD3 for a couple days means that they probably should give us a little extra for the inconvenience.
Yeah, and the longer it goes, if it's like immediately as soon as it ended, I'd probably not expect too much. But if it's a week or 2 weeks or more, I'd probably be expecting a little bit more than just almost nothing. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, watch your inbox, guys. This issue has still not been resolved. All right, and in the most recent dev blog, we got some notice of some blitzes. These are the Dark Dimension 3 Community Blitzes, and I think these are, I don't know if these were chosen by Tadano Mac Japan, or these are just characters that he used. But we have Scientist Supreme going on right now. It looks like after that is gonna be Hydra Sniper. Then we have Sif, and then another one that looks to be voting going on right now, Iron Fist or Miss Marvel. What are your thoughts on these blitzes? Because they look to be having some red stars included with these blitzes.
Yes, so there's a lot here. So first, you were asking how they were selected. So these are characters that Tadano Mac used, I believe, and what they're doing is they're letting the community vote on 2 of the characters that he used for each one. So it was Sif versus Hela. It was Scientist Supreme versus who was the other? I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
Someone, and then. Yep, and then
Scientist Supreme won though, so that's the more important thing.
Yep, and then we're going to be voting Iron Fist versus Miss Marvel, and yeah, they are specifically for these doing the red star thing. I think Hydra Sniper is a separate thing. Now Hydra Sniper is the next blitz.
This is a non-Dark Dimension blitz, is what it's
right.
saying, so.
It's just the next one, and it was community voted, but that's not DD3. But so the 3 DD3 ones are unique brackets where it's I think there's top 1%, and then there's 2 to 3%, and then there's what is it? Just 4 to 10%? I think something like that. I think that's what it is, because I had to do a new prediction template for all this. And with the red stars, it's getting crazy to predict. The top 100 players get a 5 red star, and then I think everyone inside the top 3% gets a 4 red star. And yeah, it's just crazy to predict. I think ultimately it's like good. Those are things that help, the players get better rewards. But for being a predictor, it's been a nightmare. But so fortunately, like with Scientist Supreme, I have all her gold stars and 6 red star. So I get to take this blitz off. I'm enjoying that. The one I'm looking forward to that everyone's going to go crazy for is Sif, because of the upcoming Black Bolt event. So
good luck with your predictions for that one, my friend.
Honestly, of all the ones, that one shouldn't be too bad. Like we might still be a little low, but that one is like, at least we can get it in the neighborhood. That one's just going to be really, really, really high. There's going to be people who hate us for what the predictions say, but that one's just going to be really, really, really high. It's this one where it's like, if you were someone who had 7 gold star on Scientist Supreme and don't need the shards, but you think you could make top 100 and you want the 5 red star or whatever, like how much harder are you going to go? Are you going to chance it? This one was hard to go.
I want those 5 red stars, but I saw your predictions and I was like, yeah, that's okay. I just finished blitzing hard for this Red Skull blitz. I'm taking off for a while. So
there's going to be at least 100 maniacs that go really hard.
There probably are. Or some botters that we talked about last week.
Yeah.
All right, and speaking of crazy predictions, this last blitz for Red Skull, crazy scores. I think these might have been some of the top scores ever. I haven't looked at the actual tracking sheet, but these are some very, very high scores. How hard was your job this week predicting all these scores for this Red Skull blitz? I know the first Red Skull iteration, took a little beating with the predictions, but this week I think it's a little more on track.
It was actually about the same. So I'm just looking at the list of all the people that have placed up there. I recognize quite a few of those people. One of them's in my Alliance family. One of them's definitely a botter. But anyway, so Hey, gotta call it like I said.
Freaking botters, man.
Yep. Again, I think soon that won't be an issue, and I think that the devs are planning to take some action on that, but we'll see.
Please.
What was I gonna say? Oh, with the predictions. So the first time we went higher than ever before, and we were a few million too low. So the second time we were like, well, it'll be probably at least as high as the first time, because people who missed it are gonna really try to make sure that they hit it. And we went a few million too high the second time. So I guess that's good. They went down a little bit. I was like you, I went harder on the second one because I missed it the first time. And somehow the scores were just a bit lower on average that second time. Like they're normally a little bit lower the second time, but yeah, I'm not sure why.
Well, this time, I mean, there was a couple things that were involved the last time. It was the first iteration of those milestones. I think a lot of people had hit it at that time. And in that first Red Skull Blitz, they were giving out a lot of free Blitz energy. So I think people were able to go a little harder for that one. And the second iteration didn't have that free energy that people got. So plus is the second time. Usually the second times are a little lower, but for myself, I was like you. I went harder because I missed the first one. I'm like, I can't miss the second one. I got to get this to the correct star level just to make them a little more usable on war defense.
Yep. So yeah, but all in all, I mean, the scores were within reason. Like now that we've seen what people going all out with extra charges and all the free time in the world looks like, they were pretty within reason for the second Red Skull Blitz. So.
This is something we talked about a little bit last week. These new achievement tiers. We talked about it on a bonus data mine show that we did last week, but now it is official. We are getting new achievement tiers finally. I think we were kind of expecting it when we saw the data mine, but it wasn't official. Now it is official. What are your thoughts on all these new achievement tiers?
Badly needed. Like some of them were just missing. Like the achievement, like up to 720 days. They're like, good job, you logged in 720 days. And then beyond
you're done.
Yep,
you won Marvel Strike Force.
Yep, congratulations, you finished. So yeah, again, they hadn't really touched the achievements with the exception of like one or two individual things, like when they added in the Red Star one, when they rolled out that feature. They hadn't really touched achievements since before the game launched. So they finally got around to adding this stuff in, which is good. And they added in for like a ways away. I think they added like level up to like 100. They added logging in up to like 11 years from now or something. Or like 11 years total.
Forward thinking right there.
Finally. Good stuff. But it's weird. So now, and it kind of makes sense. Like once you get to this point in the achievements, certain things like Hulk shards, you probably don't need many of.
Yeah.
Like there can't be many people at 720 days logged in that still need many Hulk shards and have like avoided doing everything else. Yeah. But yeah, so there's this like weird turning point where like once you become a 2-year veteran player, a good amount of your achievements just start getting considerably better. Because a lot of the crap they have in there from before launch was stuff that they thought they were going to make valuable, but they never did, like training orbs and ability orbs and garbage like that.
I need training orbs. I need a lot of them, but
orbs.
that is another story.
Kingpin orbs. Those have a lot of training modules.
Oh, the actual orbs. Okay. I heard orbs for some reason. I was thinking shards, but yeah, gotcha. We got a new beta raid in the game this week, and all of my beta raid orbs that I had saved up are gone, and I wasn't the only one. There's a post on here about Reddit. I know OMG lost a bunch as well. Let me just switch real quick to my orbs. As you can see, I had 24. I took a screenshot because people were warning me about this, but I was like, you know what? They didn't give us notice. They can't remove these orbs, but they did. And I wrote into customer service. This was the reply. While the orb is currently unavailable to store, I can confirm the 48,000 beta raid orb fragments are sitting in your inventory. But when I went there, there's nothing there. So this response made no sense to me. What are your thoughts on these disappearing beta raid orbs that are just gone with no notice?
It's weird. They have not done this before. And like on the one hand, like I do understand why people hoarded them. I always encourage people, don't hoard orbs. There are a couple instances, like if you're saving red stars for a featured red star drop orb, if milestones are coming up and you're saving gold orbs or whatever, fine. But generally, more often than not, hoarding orbs almost always leads to oh, dang, now I can't open them. They're gone. Now, this is a different situation because the beta orb is still a thing you can open. Just your original ones are gone, that's unprecedented stupid, and they should fix that, and they should definitely announce that before they do it. So I think this is on them. But I do hear a lot, like, I can't tell you how many times people PM me like, hey, I had 30 of Minerva's campaign orbs, and I went to open them today, and they're not in the store anymore. I'm like, that was 3 months ago, whatever it was. And they're like, yeah, I know. Well, I was just waiting, but now I can't. What do I do? And I'm like,
they normally send messages in the inbox that, hey, open your orbs right now. These are disappearing. They didn't happen. And these orbs, the beta raid orbs that we have in our shop right now, they have some new characters, but they have the exact same name. So this should be beta raid orbs, in my opinion. And I think some people had some different customer responses that these are totally different orbs that are there now. But what happened to these other ones? I mean, I had all these characters. They're probably going to go all to this endless inception of these Ultimus orbs, but still, I could have gotten maybe 15 shards of a character that I don't have from those Ultimus orbs, maybe, but now I have 0. So what happened with this, Fox Next? I don't understand what your reasoning was.
I mean, I'm gonna guess there probably was a way to add characters into an orb, and then for some reason, when working from home, when they decided to update this one, whoever they tasked with doing it was probably like, I don't know from my home PC how to log in and do all that, but I can just make a new orb. It's fine, just make a new orb. And they probably didn't think much past that. I don't know if that's how it played out, but what I mean, like, obviously for some reason they just went with a new orb this time, and that obviously results in the old orbs not being around. So I hope they compensate everyone, but it's kind of like a silly all over.
I mean, the Blitz orbs, whenever they add a character to the Blitz orbs, they don't remove all the Blitz orbs you have. Right. You can just open it when you get the new character. Same thing with the raid orbs. Why isn't the Greek raid orbs the same? I don't know. All right, well, after we stopped recording last night, Khasino sent me this screenshot of a customer service response regarding this beta raid orb situation, all these missing beta raid orbs. And the response was this: the beta raid orb now includes Elsa Bloodstone and Colossus among others. With this, players are no longer able to see or open their old beta raid orbs. Rest assured that the team is working to add the old beta raid orb temporarily for players to claim. So this is good news. All you players like myself that just had these orbs missing from your account will be able to claim these, but I am still not sure why this is considered a brand new orb. When Blitz orbs, when characters add to that, they are not considered new orbs. Same with the raid orbs, but yeah, I guess the good news is that we will still be able to claim these. All right, block party event. As you can see, I'm done with this already because yeah, it's just pretty much auto fit. All right.
Yeah, how long did it take you to press auto fight 3 times?
Like less than 10 seconds and 150 T4s, baby. Love it so much. As usual, when this event always comes around, I always ask you, what did you just recently T4?
Absolutely nothing. I saved them up.
I did the same. I'm waiting for Black Order. That's where mine are going.
I did. As soon as I saw Proxima's special, I threw some T4s in that. But yeah, I'm saving it. I need to see, we don't have, we don't know exactly what like Ebony will need, for example, and I will be getting Ebony. So if Ebony ends up needing all 4, which like Black Bolt, I did all 4. Phoenix, I've done 3 out of 4. So if Ebony ends up being one of those, Shuri, I've done 3 out of 4. So if Ebony ends up being one of those legendaries that needs like all visibilities T4'd, I want to have the stash to dump all those.
But that is 2 months away. End of May is what they're saying. So that is, you do have 2 months, 2 more months in addition to save up for Ebony. So
yep. Well, the other thing is I'm tomorrow I should finish the 3rd global node. And then so maybe another week or 2 before I start the cosmic section of DD3. So if I need to invest, if I need to invest a few more T4s in the cosmic characters I'm using for DD3, I might have to have some set aside for that. Gotcha. But yeah, I don't have anything that urgently requires them. So
yeah, I haven't spent in a while. Where I have a 660 right now, so. Yeah, not a lot, but I'm starting to hoard them a little bit. All right, and speaking of events, it looks like this event right here starting this week, 2 more days as of us recording this, a lot less probably when you're watching this, but Proxima Midnight having her event, looking like a good character. Now, we did talk about her last week. We talked about her full kit last week and thoughts on it. Has anything changed for you now that you've played with her an additional week? Any other thoughts on this character? I think your review was pretty stunning of this character last week. Any new tidbits that you've learned?
Yeah, I mean, we did the tier list stream between last week and this week. So we rated her, and she plays demigod overall, and I think that's about right. I mean, she's overall really solid, but again, she's the fastest solo character in the game. There are people that can take turns before her if they have the right synergy, like Magneto with the Brotherhood, Scientist Supreme with enough AIM members. But just if you just drop 2 random characters, one on each side of the field down, she goes before anybody. So she's insanely fast. She immediately, with T4s in the special, can offense down 4 people for 2 turns right away, assuming that no one like dodges her combo. So yeah, she's great. Her ult is good. I don't think I will, but I am considering her for the cosmic section of DD3, just because she'll drop in and instantly offense down 4 people. It's pretty good.
That offense down is very nice. 4 characters, boom, right away. Yeah. Oh, with the T4, with the T4, yeah, 2 turns. Yeah.
Right, but yeah, 2 turns, 4 people, and in 5 enemy game modes, assuming she gets to hit the full 4 people. Yeah, 80% of the team is now doing half damage for the first 2 rotations, unless they have a way to flip it or cleanse it. So, pretty good. And then that special takes that ultimate takes someone out of the fight for so long. And even the basic is 2 buff dispel. So she's just useful.
Good character, solo, and even more powerful on that full Black Order team. All right, and here we go, guys. News just released today about this Red Star rework. It looks like these changes are going to affect on April 15th. Let's just go section by section, my friend. The prices, the credit prices for the store looks like they are being adjusted for all of the Red Star tiers, 5 Red Star costs and above. Looks like we got some reduced costs for the silver promotion credits, but the cost for the gold promotion credits got upped a little bit, but it looks like they're going to give us more to balance this out. What are your thoughts on this cost adjustment that we are having right now for this, or that is coming in about a week or so?
I think it's badly needed. So just a couple quick notes. The first is from what you guys see on the screen, there were a couple tiny amendments that were made that we got an email about. So I'll point those out as we're going through, but there's a couple things that we got updated on. And then all in all, like, this is all very good news. And I really support all of this. And we've been asking for a lot of it for a while. There is one change that they put in that I don't think is great for the players, and I'm trying to encourage them before they fully implement it to modify a little bit. But all in all, I think it's 90% plus good. But there's a part of this that I'm not crazy about. But from what we see right here, 5 Red Star went from 300 to 150. That's way better. It's actually worth considering taking someone up to 5 Red Star now. Right? Like, I actually have enough for a 5 Red Star promotion now, so that's good. And if you were crazy and did spend 300 silver promo credits, they will reimburse you the extra that you spent.
That is big. That is big. That pretty much means you get to up another character if you want.
Yes, it's exactly that. And then so to explain the difference, the reason why they changed the value of the gold promo tokens, basically what they're doing is they're multiplying everything by 20. The amount of gold promo tokens you have in your inventory are going to get multiplied by 20, and the cost for promoting them are going to get multiplied by 20. So instead of 5 gold promo tokens to go to 6, it's now 100. But again, if you're sitting on 5, that 5 will become 100.
But yeah, the other good thing is with the 7 Red Star cost, that didn't go up by 20. It only went up. Actually, it went down. So it looks good, right?
It's way better. So instead of being 10 times the cost of a 6 Red Star, now it's only 1.5 times the cost. So it's in the current economy, it's as if you would only need 7.5 of those gold promo credits. So what they've done now is make it make far more sense to go for a 7 Red Star. You will no longer want to take 10 characters to 6 Red Star because the cost. Yeah, that's out the window. The cost
we were talking about that for so long. It's so much. It would have made way more sense to get 10 characters to 6 than to 1 to 7. And now, you probably want to get 1 to 7.
What it is now is they're going to give you 250 gold promo tokens because they said they'll give you enough to get a character to 7. So you're going to get 250, and it's your choice of 1 to 6 and 1 to 7, or 2.5 to 6. So really, they've forced you to take someone to 7 pretty much, because otherwise it's just 2 6s.
All right,
which I guess you can do.
Khasino, I think you're getting a 7 red star when you finish that Dark Dimension 2 for the second time. Finally. I was wondering if it'd be that 2-year mark, and that would be a really weird thing.
Here's the thing,
Foxnix would be mad. Maybe they wouldn't be mad, but
I'm glad I can earn it now, and I do look forward to having a 7 red star my choice. But that is not like at this point. I just want to know how many orbs I have to open before I get luck that I've seen far too many other people have, opening far fewer orbs. So for me, it's, don't get me wrong, I want my first ever 7 red, but I won't be satisfied with like promoting someone to 7 red. I
still want to pull it. You still want to pull it. I got it. I think it's about $10,000 more if my calculations are right. I think so. All right. But let's move on, because these orbs are looking a little better here. And this is where some of the changes that you're mentioning in the email happen. The side pillars. This is something new. So this is why I'm advising people, if you already have red stars, save them right now until we started to get these side pillars. So at least for a week, hold off on opening these red stars, because you're not getting side pillars if you open them right now. They're gonna have promotion credits. They're gonna have some other things, and then there's some guarantees right here. They say opening 20 red star orbs will guarantee you to have enough credits to purchase the 4 red star orbs. And this is where some of the changes to what is written here was clarified in the email. Maybe you want to explain that a little more.
So first off, they're all over the place with their own terminology. When they write, we'll be adding promotion credits. Those are promotion tokens, not to be confused with Elite 4 credits.
Oh,
so right. And everyone uses those, and it's just a big confusing mess. People say promotion credits all the time, but technically they're promotion tokens. But what's actually going to be in the orb are the Elite 4 credits, not promotion tokens. It's Elite 4 credits, which is one of the reasons why we were confused, and I asked for clarification on this.
Okay.
But so what you're seeing is to start from the top, they changed 1 red star to be the same dupe rate as 2 red star. And they said they did change other dupe rates a little bit, so they didn't specify what they are here. But 1 red star is going up to returning 200 instead of 100 like it does now. Then they're saying that, then they're also saying on the sides, you're getting enough to get another 50. So now whenever you open a 1 or a 2, you're getting a minimum of 250.
Good.
Elite 4 credits, right?
Good.
And so now, even if you have the worst possible luck and get all 1s or all 1s and 2s, every 20 normal red star orbs that you open, you get an Elite 4. And again, they called it a 4 red star orb. And it's not that we don't know what they're talking about, but they call that an Elite 4 orb. So just, again, the terminology is all over the place. But the one significant change that we see here, and again, they said they did make slight changes to the other dupe rates. I'm not expecting anything crazy. But they did previously fix the drop rate in the normal red star orb. And that's the other thing. So I think it says there, you'll see in that paragraph below, the drop rates for 4 red star and 5 red star have been increased. Yes. And that happened already.
Yeah, we mentioned that, 4 weeks ago on the news show?
Right,
they didn't make a big deal about it.
Excuse me, they didn't, but that's misleading. It wasn't the 4 and 5, it was the 3 and 4. 3 and 4 were made more common.
You're right.
And that's another thing that they emailed us.
Okay.
Yep, and that's another thing they emailed us saying, hey, we wrote right here, we made 4 and 5 more common. It was actually 3 and 4, which is what we pointed out. So anyway.
I wasn't paying attention to numbers that they wrote here, but yeah.
Yep, so just fives are not more common than they were. But at least 3s and 4s are, which is good. Okay. Then they changed the Elite 7 Red Star Orbs.
Ooh, this is good.
Yeah, I know, I was so close to my first Elite 7 Orb. No. But now it's half the price to open an Elite 7, and opening a dupe gives you enough to immediately open another. So that's good. You should definitely get a dupe. You should definitely get a do-over if you open an Elite 7 and get a 7 you already have. But yeah, the fact that they lowered that cost is good. So yeah.
All right, let's move on. This is the part I don't think you're too happy about, the character release cadence. I think this is the part that you want change. After the cost of acquiring characters with promotion credits significantly decreased and the value of Red Star Orbs increasing, the cadence of adding new characters to Elite Star will slightly change. When a character first becomes available through any method in the game, they will be added to all levels of Red Star Orbs. except characters like Ultron. However, the character will not be available through acquisition via promotion credits until the character becomes farmable in some way. So, I get it. I was having Toad and not being able to pull him. I had to buy him in a store to get that get him up to 3 stars. So yeah, I'm gonna have to buy a lot more red star, or not buy it, but I'm gonna open a lot more red star orbs in order to get some of these newer characters if I get really bad lucks with the pulls, because they're not gonna be available in the stores. I think you made a good suggestion as a compromise, right?
Right, because what they're saying here is, since it'll be easier to buy someone up to 7 red, we don't want to put them in the shop able to be bought up to 7 red right away, because people who really want to whale out will get a new character at 7 gold, 7 red without too much trouble now. Yeah. And that could just be overpowered. They said could be too widely oppressive. Now, I agree with that. Like, just whales just having new characters at 7 gold, 7 red would definitely be an issue. And I do agree that there should be something in place to prevent that. However, I think that forcing it to be purely random is not going to be something that most people appreciate. Like, if there's one thing we've been trying to communicate to Foxix this entire time, it's no one likes anything being purely random. Mm-hmm. My suggestion was, I think it's okay to put new characters in the store. Just make it so they only show up to, say, 4 red star.
I think like, if you want to get higher, a good level. I think 4 is a good level. Yeah.
4 is perfectly reasonable. Before the rework, after the rework, 4 is a good level. Whales won't get them up to 4 red star and immediately dominate everyone and everything. If they are, it's because the character themselves is too strong, but it's not the extra little bit of stats.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I would do. I don't like it being purely random, because there are times where you see me, I'm dropping $100 worth of red star orbs when a new character drops, and I'll get them at 2 red star, and that's it. And I sometimes have to dip into the promotion credits to get them to 3 or to 4.
Yeah.
So that's what I do. I'm not thrilled about that. But yeah, I'm interested to see what everyone else
thinks. Compromise. Hopefully that is a change that they listen to and can easily implement without breaking anything before this thing is actually released. So I would definitely agree with your compromise right there.
I think they're aiming for people like you. You when you read that, you were like, I guess I'm going to have to be opening a lot more red star orbs. Well, it's only one way to get them.
I'm not spending money on them, though. I'm just opening them more.
Well, you might not be. If you keep opening more, that'll last 2 or 3 characters. Then you won't have more to open. So.
Well, it is what it is. I'm just not going to be heavily working on that team that they're wanting me to work on.
Yeah, I hope so.
All right, the power curve. This is, it looks like the changes that they talked about in the blog post those weeks ago is exactly what they are implementing. Instead of 2, 5, 10, 20, 35, 50, 75, it is now a more straight line instead of that bell type curve. I think that's what it's called. But it goes 5, 10, 20, 35, 50, 60, 75. So none of them got reduced. All of them got either stay the same or got upped. What do you think of this curve, this new curve? I think I asked you this when it originally was announced, but now it is official and it looks like it's going to be implemented sometime next week. So.
Yep. One of the things that makes me the happiest about this is people love to say, Khasino loves Foxnex, Khasino defends Foxnex. Khasino, if you remember, he's the one who said he loved the red stars when they came out. A bunch of nonsense that's not true. But my favorite thing about this is that curve is almost identical to a video that I put out pretty much right when red stars were announced and they showed the original power curve. I literally made 2 graphs. I made one with their numbers and someone making the face like, what is this? And then I made another graph that looks almost identical to this new one. Like, yes, so much better. So yeah, this is pretty much exactly what I've been suggesting that they do the entire time. So I'm much.
There was a different community manager back then.
Yeah.
They said they're going to balance the new PvE content with this as well. Some of the numbers might not change, but the character's power should not be reduced. Or it should not be upped too much to make it impossible. Other thing that the leaderboards are on the collection power, your leaderboards won't change initially as soon as this goes out, but it looks like it will change when you start to level them or get more gold stars or more promotion, gear tier, abilities, any kind of change to the character. It looks like it's going to give the correct, the correct reading into your collection power.
Yep, but it's pretty funny. So like if you look like with the old numbers, I'm just looking at like my Phoenix. My Phoenix is pretty stuck, right? All the abilities done. She's gear tier 14. She's level 75. I can't add anything to her except a 7th red star, which I won't be able to add to her anytime soon. I can't actually get her numbers to update. Except I haven't put the T4 in her basic. So what it's saying is if I put the T4 in her basic, not only would her power jump up to reflect the new T4, but it would update from showing 50% boost from red star stats to 60%. So it should make her numbers skyrocket just with the addition of that T4, just her power numbers.
Might be worth it just for your arena defense. Like, oh, that is a very strong team. Yeah. Just to scare people off from attacking you, maybe. But yeah, that's a weird one. I don't know why they can't force the update, but it's not a big deal, so the numbers will be slightly misleading. Agreed. I don't think it's that big of a deal. All right, I think this is good news right here. Nothing to do with the red stars. Well, some of it. I think this is because of this new Flash event coming, the Chaos Theory, requiring the Wakandans, and it looks like it's going to be on the first Saturday every month. Not only that, Relic Hunter, second Saturday of every month. Payday, third Saturday of every month. So gold, our ABCs, our red star stuff, and then the block party, which is going on right now. It looks like it's going to be every other month. It's predictable. So I like the predictability of this. We don't have to guess when these flash events are coming. We know now. I think this is an awesome thing. I think this is awesome. We know when they're coming.
We've been calling for this too. A regular cycle for these is something we've been asking for. And yeah, you just see constantly, I get a lot of questions on my Discord. And so it's been like, hey, when's Payday coming back? When's Relic Hunt coming back? And I've always had to tell people, like, there's not too much rhyme or reason. I can show you when the last one was, but they're kind of all over the place. I wish there was something we could predict, but, we can make like a general assumption. But yeah, this is way better. A couple quick notes on it. People are asking, like, what are we going to do? Because one of the Wakandans unlocks at 5-star. Yeah. So we can't have 5 Wakandans at 1 star or 5 Wakandans at 2 stars. So they've said you only need, the first 4 missions, you only need 4 Wakandans. And then another question that people have been asking was, are they going to maybe give us more promotion or maybe more like event tokens to use to run it more than the first 3 nodes? Like, are we just going to be stuck doing mission 1, 2, and 3, and that's it?
Pretty much.
The first time.
Pretty much.
And it is, the answer is pretty much, but did you see the slight addition that Cerebro added on the
the first time rewards are going to be increased a little bit more to compensate for that. So
he said significantly, so we'll see.
Significantly, okay.
He said they're making the first clear rewards generous, so that it's not so bad.
Good. I like it.
I agree.
So overall, what are your thoughts on all of this new news that we got just pretty few hours ago, pretty much?
Again, it's almost all really good news. The new costs to upgrade are far more reasonable. The new power curve is far more reasonable. The new rate of acquisition of this stuff is far more reasonable. I'm just a little bit concerned about new characters being only available in Red Star Orbs, meaning it's a pure RNG fest to see, and this is like really first whale problems, but even among the whales, like, let's say that I just want to go all out for Ebony Maw. I mean, I guess you could literally just hoard Red Star Orbs and give yourself the best chances, but if you just decide the day a new character comes out, you want to buy every Red Star Orb between that day and the last day of them being featured, you can only get so many, and it's not really in your control, and you can't even fall back on like, well, I got so many promo credits from or dupe shards I can trade in for promo credits, whatever it is, after all this, that I can at least like get them at 3 or 4 red. If you don't pull them, you just don't get them. So that'll be interesting. It's going to make a bit more RNG amongst the super top whales. So,
and one more quick addendum from that email that you were mentioning about legendary characters. Maybe was the answer that we got. Possibly that we would see them being able to purchase those characters on day 1, because I guess they're kind of farmable. All the prerequisite characters for all these legendary events are kind of farmable. So
the other thing I wanted to mention though is again, like. Since they're saying they'll go in Red Star Orbs right away, you always have the outside chance of pulling for that character you want. But because they're saying that they won't be able to be bought in the like with promotion credits until they become farmable. Like I'm looking at like Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider came out in October. Still not farmable.
Yeah. And 2 months ago, Colossus was what? Almost a year that he wasn't farmable. So Black Widow since global launch, she was not farmable until she came to that heroes node. So yeah. Interesting stuff. So the good thing I do want to point out, we look forward to rolling these changes out as soon as possible, reading your feedback and aid in fine-tuning the system. That is the one thing I think we both agree on. Make these guys at least available for 4 stars right away in the store. Maybe not all the way 5, 6, 7, but 4 stars sounds pretty reasonable to me.
Yep.
So.
And rather than, and I just want to say something, not to say like everyone take my idea is good, none of you guys have good ideas. Definitely not that. But if everyone's asking for different things, they come up with their own solution. If pretty much everyone gets behind one idea and they're all asking for the same thing, it's much easier for them to accept or reject the feedback. So if you're okay enough with that suggestion, I recommend everyone specifically ask for that. And I think that'll give us the best chance of getting that through.
Yeah, I hope that does. And we still got a week. We still got about a week. So hopefully that is something that they can go back on and say, you know what? You guys are right. You guys are right. All right, guys. And now it is time for some more information on real-time PvP. This is from a Game Informer article that Khasino sent me after we stopped recording last night. So unfortunately, both of us aren't giving commentary on this, but for some reason, both of us missed this. This came out March 31st, 2020. So technically this should have been in last week's news report, but I guess with all the update stuff going on, all the stuff for April Fools, both of us missed this. So I am going to talk about it and give my best interpretation of all this stuff. So what we have here is another screenshot of that draft selection process for this real-time PvP. And this looks to be different than any other game mode that we have. It looks like it's going to be very hard to make some real synergized teams, which we see in a lot of game modes like Blitz and War. You're going to have to make some creative teams with your roster here, guys. Let's go to this paragraph right here. The first iteration of drafting mechanics, each player gets to 2 character bans. Once a character is banned by either player, they are off the board for both sides. After that, the serpentine draft takes place until both teams are 5 or full. If a character is chosen by one player, that character is off the board for each other. So there's some strategy there. So sometimes you might want to draft some characters just to kind of screw up your opponents to stop them from drafting. But I am thinking if Phoenix, Ultron aren't banned, they're probably going to be 1-2 in the drafts just to stop your opponent from getting either of those characters. Then both players gets a reject exercise, meaning they can choose a character the other players pick to boot off the opposing team. And then finally, each player gets one final draft pick to fill the hole left by the rejected character. So very, very interesting. So yeah, if you see a Phoenix or Ultron, you're like, I don't want to face that opponent, you can take them off the field though. This is looking very fun to me. Let's go to this paragraph right here. Foxnex hopes this encourages players to experiment with their rosters, get creative with their team compositions. You can't always build the same teams, and you can't always rely on having access to the best characters. So very, very interesting. I am looking forward to this, and yeah, very different than any other game mode. Let's skip down here all the way to the end, guys, because we don't know when exactly this verse battle will be added to Marvel Strike Force, Foxnex says, but it will be part of the next big update for the title, which leads me to believe that this is becoming in update 4.0. We don't know the date for that yet, but I am looking forward to this real-time PvP, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And that's about it for the news, unless you have anything else, my friend.
No, I just recently did the newest tier list stream, so you can watch the VOD of that if you want. But yeah, I got a bunch of new infographics coming out, so.
Sweet, sweet. All right. And now, my friends, it is time for the Corvus Glaive Giveaway. And this is not from me. This is from one of my buddies from one of my early alliances way back in beta. My buddy Busy from the Prometheus Alliance. He said, hey, can I give someone Corvus Glaive? I'm like, yeah, what do you want to do? So guys, what we're going to do, leave a comment with the hashtag BizzyRules, BizzyRules. That's what he chose. And because he's doing this giveaway, that's what we're going to use. Your comments probably won't show up because YouTube filters these out, but I will make sure they're all public before I do the drawing, and that drawing will take place once Corvus Glaive is released. Normally I buy the character and do a review. So when that comes out, I'll do the drawing for that, and then someone will get Corvus Glaive. So that is it, guys. Make sure you leave a comment with that hashtag, in addition to whatever other comments you want to use, but you can only use that hashtag once because the program I use filters it out. Khasino, thank you for joining me, my friend. Do you have anything else before we wrap it up here?
Busy rules.
Busy rules, my friend. Yes, make sure you enter that too. All right, guys, thank you once again. All of Khasino's links are down below. I know you stream all the time on YouTube. Are you still streaming on Twitch or just YouTube right now?
Mainly been doing YouTube right now.
Okay.
Every day between 5 and 6 p.m. Actually, Busy's been frequenting my YouTube streams. He actually gave away a Proxima Midnight offer on the stream.
Sweet, sweet. Busy does rule. Busy does rule, man. He's a good guy.
Oh, well, he also got roasted by the entire chat for saying some silly stuff about gold, but that's for another day. Let him be awesome for now.
He is awesome. He is awesome. All right, guys. I mean, I've said some silly stuff as well, so it is what it is, man. All right, guys. Thank you once again. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. We do this every single week, and if you are listening to the podcast version, make sure you check out the video on YouTube so you can enter that contest and potentially win Corvus Glaive whenever he comes out. I don't know when that's going to be, but that is when we will do the drawing. And I will see you guys next time. Subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff, guys. At least 4 Marvel Strike videos, Marvel Strike Force videos per week on this channel, guys. Check me out on social media. Check out some of the links down below that support the channel. Give me a Hulk fist bump before you go, Khasino. ValleyFlyin out.